Okay, this is a final video of the series. We're gonna do multiple columns VLOOKUP using match function inside VLOOKUP. So basically we're gonna use a match function for specifically inside the column index position. So the match function will give number of the columns number index column, so we can bring the multiple columns automatically instead entering hard-coding numbers or columns function or array of the column index number. All right, let's move to COVID-19 location tab by hitting Control page down. Oh, page down, location. All right, I'm gonna show you the index function first before I start. So I'm gonna select these cell, Control Shift right arrow and Control C, copy, and then I'm gonna paste that to here in the row, not a column. So I'm gonna hold down Control and Alt and hit V to bring page special, and hit value V to select the values, and E for transpose, and enter to OK. All right, Control Z to undo. I'm going to show you again. Here, population, Control Shift down, right arrow, Control C to copy. Bring it here, Control Alt V and V E to transpose, hit OK to copy as transposed. All right, now I'm going to use match function. Match function is very similar to VLOOKUP. So match and show up and tap to complete the name. Lookup value. So we're going to looking at population here, and comma lookup array. We're going to select lookup array from here. Select that, and we're going to lock it both way. So when we copy down or move, that lookup array should stay. So F4 one time to lock columns and rows, and comma, and match type is exact match, and close parentheses and Control Enter to hit. So what that one means is population is position 1 in that selection. The array was that selection right here. The population is first, the position 1. So population density is a second, right? So when we copy this down to population density, it will give you 2. So that's what the second position. And median is third position, and copy down 4%. So let's say I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna move to up here. So still the number, the median age, it doesn't matter that the median age in order or at the end or any place you go. That match function gives number 3 here, that the position of median age in that selection right here. That's the concept here. That just remember that concept while we using match, because the column index number inside of VLOOKUP, you need a column index number. So if we using match to give exact that column index number matching these column name here, then we don't have to enter the columns numbers. Remember the columns number to enter there what numbers of what column numbers gonna bring it in. So I'm gonna delete that. Now we're gonna go back. Okay, I'm gonna copy this again, Control C and Control page up to move back to COVID-19. Here I'm gonna paste it here, Control V. Now I'm gonna delete that population density, the NAG65 AG70O. Control spacebar and Control minus. control spacebar, control minus to delete that. And then the text is not displaying because column width is not big enough. So I'm going to select all those cells, control spacebar to select entire column, Alt O C A to adjust column width. Again, Control Z to undo that. Control Shift hold down, Control Shift hold down and right arrow to select those three cells, Control spacebar to select the entire column, and Alt O C A to adjust the column width. Now we're going to start entering VLOOKUP function here. Equal VL and tap to complete the name, and lookup value will be the C2, the location, and we're gonna hit F4 3 times to lock columns and open row, 2, 3 to make absolute reference on column, relative reference on row. So when we copy it down, that number moves, but when we copy it to right, that column stays. And comma, now control page down to select the table array. Table array is starting from location to all the way to the up. So in the B1 cell location, and hold down control shift, right arrow and down arrow to select entire table array. Now I'm gonna hit F4 key one time to lock both ways, columns and rows, columns and rows. So when we copy down or copy function to right, the table array not gonna move. And comma, now here I'm gonna just put the 4 for now, and comma and 0 and close parenthesis and control enter. So that's a population here. Now the thing is, when we copy to the left, we need to have a value of a median age. How we gonna automatically pick up that value? Instead change this column index number. Columns function, we cannot do that because columns function should be in order. So when you use columns function, copy to the right, that will give you not the median age, population density here. And array function, yes, you can do array function, but array function is very slow. When you have a lot of data records here, the array function can slow Excel down. Even worse, it could kill the Excel. So match function is a little bit easier. Now here I'm gonna start using match inside that column index here. Delete that number 4. Okay, I'm gonna use a match here. Match. Now lookup value. What lookup value? We're gonna look that population right here. We're gonna look at that population, and from lookup array from location tab, by looking at that population, give me the number, what the position of the population. That's what we're gonna build in match. So we're gonna select the population, but we're gonna hit F4 2 times to lock rows, open column, because when we copy this function to the right, the population, the I column needs to move to median age, J column, move to K column, GDP per capita. But when we copy this down, that rows need to stay in the first row, population, median, GDP per capita. So we're gonna hit 2 times, F4 key 2 times, open column, lock the row, and the comma, F2, F4, 2 times, and comma. Now we're gonna move to control page down to move the location. Now here, we're not gonna select from population to GDP per capita, because that population here, if we do that, this match function, when matched with a population, it's gonna give what? 1, the first position. So, but we need that that population needs to be fourth position of entire this table array starting from the location. So we're going to start from the location, hold down Control Shift and right arrow, and then select that starting from location to the J column, GDP per capita. Select the entire those cells, and we're gonna lock that cell so it doesn't move when we copy. Table array should be there, not moving. So F4, one time it's locking both ways, columns and row, and comma. Now match type is exact match, which is 0. You can select that or just enter 0, and close parentheses. Here that closing the match function. So from here to here, that's a match function. The outside here, 0, this is VLOOKUP. And then now hold down Control and enter. So we bring the population correctly. So I'm going to go F2 and move the cursor starting from here, that the end parentheses of the match. And then I'm going to select the match here and hit F9. That's number 4. That's a result of that match function, matching population in that table array we gave. The population was in the 4th position. Control Z and enter. Now if we copy this to next, it automatically pick up because it's matching that median age, that the column heading from the table array. F9 here gave 6 column, position of 6. That's what we getting right values here. Control Z to undo, hit enter. And you select these 3 cell, Control Shift right arrow, and move the cursor to the edge and make it the mouse point as a narrow cross, and double click to bring it down. Boom! So everything is correct. This column is world column, not a country column. That's the record doesn't exist. It's okay. That's why NA. So we have all these right value using VLOOKUP and match. That's all for this series. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.